Got my ticket, yeah, leave next week.
I think the restaurant scene in Chicago is really different from a lot of other cities. I really think it's got the most happening right now in our country. You know, I've lived in Los Angeles, I've lived in New York, I've lived in Boston. I've worked in a lot of restaurants, but Chicago's really got the coolest scene and the most happening. My name is Schor. I'm the executive chef at Ada Street here in Chicago.
You'll always want to keep you up at night. My greatest treasure was the thought of you, but now I'm leaving you.
The main difference between Chicago and then like New York and Los Angeles is like the small, cool, hidden away restaurants, like which I think we are one. You know, in LA, it's all big name people, like the people I worked for, but I wouldn't have been able to find a cool little hole in the wall place to work with a great chef and a great menu. It's just not like that out there. Chicago's got a lot of up and comers, and Chicago people like to eat. They love to eat. From a chef perspective, living in a city where people really like to eat, it's a good thing.
It's what I need.
I think gender is always a consideration. I mean, I think that more and more we're moving towards this point where like women chefs are considered top chefs without that qualifier, but at the same time, I think people like to make these lists. They like to say, you know, women like to see other women, you know, being championed, and I think that's a good thing still. But I also think that nobody comes to Ada Street because there's a woman in the kitchen. I think the best thing a chef can do is learn to take a deep breath when things don't go exactly right. And it's something I'm still working on. Recently, I had a small child sitting at our chef's counter with his father, and it was actually the cutest thing, and he had a lot to say about the food. And I found myself a little bit frustrated with my team, and I wasn't able to swear because there was a 6-year-old right next to me. And I thought I should act like there's a 6-year-old next to me every time I get this frustrated. I always really liked cooking, even when I was a kid. My dad cooks really well and very frequently, and so I would spend a lot of time in the kitchen with him, which was like a big thing for me. And after I graduated from high school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and the Top Chef started. And I started watching it, and I got really into it. And it was after the first season of Top Chef that I actually went to school, decided to be a chef. I love how rustic food has become and how like accessible it's become. And that not everything has to be fine dining in order to be, you know, seen as great food. I do wish that people didn't come to our restaurant dressed like they were gonna wash my car, but it's like neither here nor there. I just like feel like people don't get dressed to go out for dinner anymore, which I hate. But embrace some of the ceremony that goes along with going out for a nice dinner. I mean, it's one of the best things in life is to get dressed in nice clothes and go out with someone you love or someone you like or someone you just are getting to know, and go out and have a great meal and enjoy it. You guys have been great.